Hello, everyone. Ryan Embry here with The Sweet Spot. We are at NYU IHIF covering this incredible event. I'm here with Andrew. Andrew, exciting news we're going to talk about on Coury Hospitality front, but first let's just get a sense of, this is not your first rodeo here at NYU. How's the conference been so far and sentiment that you're hearing?
Yeah, this is probably our fourth or fifth year coming to NYU. Great conference. Get to see everybody out here on the East Coast. One of the better ones for the industry. And I think, it's still early in the conference right now, but I think that the sentiment is still pretty positive. One of the things I'm hearing is that a lot of the deals that are out there kind of come with a lot of, CapEx exposure, a lot of things that, people, it's not just the asking price, it's actually all the stuff you have to put into it. I think we're seeing a lot of brand conversion opportunities as well, just because the nature is development is really hard to do, right? Construction costs are high, availability of capital is low, capital that's out there is really expensive. There's a lot of downward pressure on that.
Yeah.
So I think that if you can get something at the right basis, you're going to be in great shape. But it's those deals seem to be a little bit few and far between. But overall, I think people are excited. Looking forward to a strong 2025 and 2026. Market conditions are kind of affecting that a little bit, and the consistency there is maybe a little bit of a factor. But overall, it's been good. Day one, it's been good.
Yeah, it's I feel like there's mixed emotion out there, but it's these types of events that maybe can take a deal over the line sometimes, and that goes back to that whole theme of engagement drives return, and being and connecting with someone. So again, there is a lot of market conditions out there. There's a lot of headwinds that you're going up against. So you have to figure out a way. We're seeing a lot of creativity right now.
Absolutely.
In the space.
Yeah.
Even the brands getting into more experiential travel, which you know a lot about with Coury Hospitality. Let's dive in a little bit more into your portfolio. You got some exciting developments on the line.
We do. So we just opened an AC hotel, actually the first of the new gen design for the AC properties in Bentonville, Arkansas. We're also developing another hotel VIN, which is one of our internal brands, Autograph Collection in Rogers, Arkansas. And then we're about to pick up the management of the Hard Rock Hotel in San Diego, which will be our largest hotel to date, about 420 rooms, 40,000 square feet of meeting space. And, at Coury, we really focus on that lifestyle, that experiential, very food and beverage forward, lots of activations and programming. And so as we we're evaluating the opportunities in the market, the Hard Rock just made a lot of sense. It's that type of experiential type of brand. It's a harder brand, but there's still a lot of excitement, a lot of lifestyle, a lot of engagement that comes along with that, and kind of furthers our thesis that we really can lead with food and beverage and create some really memorable experiences through that part of the business, right? What we've also found and kind of continued to test this thesis is that the stronger the food and beverage, the stronger the activation, the stronger the programming, the more locals are coming into the business, ultimately driving higher profitability in food and beverage, but also helps amenitize that rate growth as well. In some of these markets that are out there, RevPAR growth has been kind of stagnant, but we're seeing a little bit of the converse there, where we're able to continue to drive people to pay a little bit more because they do have all those extra things to experience on the properties.
Yeah, we had a conversation with Paul a couple of years ago, and it was just fascinating to hear his take on the hotel restaurant to an F&B experience and the difference that it can make, and how locals are really turning to these type of establishments as a place where they're making their own. And I think, as we talk about maybe headwinds for the traveler, for the guest in the future, you might see people and travelers looking a little more towards home as far as where they're going to stay.
Absolutely. And to that point, Ryan, we're trying to position all of our restaurants as really independent outlets inside of the hotels.
Yeah.
You're not just going to go eat at the ABC Hotel Cafe, right? It's like you're actually going to these outlets and these strong hotel food and beverage brands that people can resonate with, right? And are providing an experience that maybe is lacking in the market.
Yeah, we're hearing that a lot.
Yeah.
As we get into the busy summer travel season, a lot of hoteliers listening, watching this right now. We're waiting for this time of year. How are you and your team prepping for that and Coury Hospitality?
Yeah, I think the market's been a little bit challenging year to date, right? As we all know, the government travel is pulling back. Maybe some of the pre-existing international travel is not really going to be there. But what happens with that, though, is that it's also maybe lacking some outbound travel. So now people are maybe staying closer to home. People are traveling inside of the country to experience, whatever they're doing for the summer holidays, 4th of July, Memorial Day, Labor Day, all those kinds of things. So for our hotels, we're really trying to put together some really great programming opportunities and activations on properties to make sure that we're staying top of mind for the markets that we're in. Make sure that our teams are staffed up. We're kind of constantly retraining and reevaluating our service pillars and the way that we're interacting with our guests and our curators that we have on property. So we're excited about it. I think that it should be a really strong summer.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Andrew, you got new programming, new developments in the pipeline.
Yeah.
Things are good at Coury Hospitality. We'll continue to keep an eye on you and wish you all the success.
Right. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Andrew.